This is James Helder for iFL TV in association with Macklin's Gym Marbella. With me I've got Pretty Ricky Boylan. First and foremost, Happy New Year, Merry Christmas. How was your New Year break?
Thanks, mate. Likewise. Yeah, it was lovely. Spent some quality time with missus and kids without having to worry about dieting and training and whatsoever. So yeah, no, it was good.
Was it good to have that sort of time away from boxing to sort of switch off, relax with your family, and not have to think about your dietary and your training needs for a couple of weeks?
Yeah, definitely. You know, I didn't even think about boxing whatsoever since September. I had literally 4 months out of the gym. You know, not doing anything, and you know, I looked a bit big, but that's what got me back in the gym, trying to get this weight back off now.
I suppose in some ways you're pleased to see the end of 2015. It was quite a tough year for you in your career. Looking back on that now, have you sort of come to terms with what happened in 2015?
Yeah, you know what, James, I just got to forget about it and move on now. You know, I know I'm better than that, and you know, I'm not going to sit here and start saying, oh, I'm going to do this, do that, because I've said that before and I didn't do it. You know, so it's just down to me now to hopefully be able to prove some people wrong and show that I am more talented than people have seen. So just got to keep my head down and go from there.
You was once described as a man in a rush, someone that always wanted to do something as quick as possible. Do you think sometimes you may have paid the price for being in such a rush, Rick?
Yeah, definitely. You know, 2015. Well, going back to the Tyler Goodjohn fight. I think that was October 14. Then I had Tommy Martin January 15. Dazza Rusher. Dan Connor, you know, so I had had 4 50-50 fights all back to back, you know. And you know, Dazza Rusher, he's one tough fighter. You know, I won that, but that's the only one I won in 2015. So, you know, I think sometimes I think now I've just got to go back to basics, James, and not get too far ahead of myself. Like, as I say, back to basics and start from square one again.
Yeah, I mean, when you fought Tyler Goodjohn, he was 10-3, quite experienced, good number of rounds under his belt. You'd only obviously been in the one scheduled 10-rounder against Tony Owen, and you stopped him, I think it was in the fourth round. In the fourth round, yeah. So, having only been like 1 8-rounder before that, do you think that was too soon for you to try and challenge for that English title at that time? Was the timing got a lot to do with it?
No, I still think that I could have won that fight. You know, you got to remember I had massive, you know, complications in that training camp, but no excuses. Everything's done now. And James, as I said, you know, I'm starting off fresh. 2016. I'm not sure when I'm going to be boxing, but I'm just going to take my time, go back to square one, and go from there.
There was a lot of hype of when you first became a matchroom fighter, if you like. What's the sort of after effect been like in a relationship with Matchroom since you suffered those defeats, if you don't mind me asking?
In all honesty, I've spoke to people at Matchroom, but I don't think I've even spoke to Eddie once since the Dan Connor defeat. You know, boxing wise, they're the best people in Britain to be with, without a doubt. You know, so I can't fault them. I've had a great time, even though I lost on all them big shows that I boxed on. It was a great experience for myself, you know. So yeah, no, I can't fault them for that. The shows are amazing. You know, the build-ups, the press conferences and all that is brilliant.
After suffering defeat to Tyler Goodjohn, no doubt, sort of the proud man you are, you wanted to get back in and put things right as quickly as possible. Fighting again an unbeaten hungry fighter in Tommy Martin. Yeah. Do you think that was, looking back again, the right thing to do? Do you feel you needed to put yourself under that much pressure?
No, I probably didn't need to, but it's, you know, I'm a fighter, and you know, I wanted that English title, and that's what we were fighting for. So I honestly believe that it was a step too far for Tommy, but you know, there was some mistakes that I made after the weigh-in and all that for that fight, but nonetheless, once again, credit to Tommy Martin. You know, he done what he had to do on the night.
Got to talk about it. The defeat to local bitter rival, if you like, Danny Cassius Connor.
Do you know what?
No doubt he hasn't let you forget that moment.
No, yeah. Everywhere I go, fucking people talk about it, but it's mad. I think last week or the week before I got a text, and it said, basically, do you want to come to Dan Connor's stag do? So I read the message through, and then it says at the bottom, "P.S. It's not a joke." So yeah, that was a mad feeling, But yeah, I'm not going, by the way, just in case the alcohol, I'll probably get too drunk and could go from there. But no, yeah, same again with Dan. Done what he had to do to win, and again, I thought that he'd want to get involved a bit more, from what he was saying in the build-up and everything like that. I thought it was going to be a good fight for the fans to watch. I thought he was going to engage and stand there and fight. But as I said, mate, he done what he had to do to win, and he beat me. So it's just down to me now. I've start from square one again and work my way back up.
Do you think you got into your head a little bit? I mean, you refused to shake his hand at the weigh-in, then you sort of sorted that out with him, and...
No, honestly, I don't think he did. I don't think he did whatsoever. Mentally, before that fight, I was so strong. You see, when I was blanking everything out, I was just in my own zone. It weren't me not shaking his hand when it was on camera. I'd already shook his hand 20 minutes before in an interview that I'd done for, I think it was Sky Sports, Adam Smith or Ed Robinson or someone who'd interviewed us. So there wasn't, I didn't want to keep shaking someone's hand. There is a bit of needle there between us. So yeah, but I don't believe he got into my head at all, that fight. I was mentally, I felt really strong, and I was just blanking everything out.
2016, looking to get back into the mix. Can you talk to us a little bit about where you're going to be doing the bulk of your training? I know you or currently was training in Manchester. Are you still going to be Manchester based? What's going on?
Do you know what? It's mad you say that. I just spoke to Jamie Moore and Nigel and everyone up there, Steve, my manager. I'm not 100% sure where I'm going or anything yet. But I'll probably be down south. I'm just, as I say, I lost 3 out of 4 since I've been in Manchester. And there's something that's just not working for me, because Jamie and Nigel and everyone, they've seen, that I'm more talented than I'm showing in the ring. I'm just not performing on the night of late. So there's something missing mentally. Mentally, it could be being away from my family for so long, and I don't know. So as I said, I'm just going back to square one, and I'm gonna, try and figure out what it is and get it right.
You're still ranked in the top 10 in Britain.
Yeah.
Which means you're on the cusp of only 1 or 2 fights away from a big fight, even a big domestic clash. But mentally, do you think you need to put a good string of results together before you try to test yourself again?
Yeah, definitely. First things first, James. I've just got to get a couple of wins under my belt. Yeah. Whether it's against Joe Bloggs or whoever, I'm not calling anyone out. The boxing news rankings, I'm ranked 10th, which I'm proud to be at. But in honesty, there's a few people that should be above me. Through my recent lack of form, but I'm not. It's not my job to, edit the ratings and things like that. So I just gotta focus on what I gotta do and just get back to winning ways.
We've seen this before with other boxers, the ups and downs. It's such a tough career. One moment you're sort of on top of the world.
Yeah. Next
minute you've sort of got to fight back to get to where you was. So
yeah.
How do you sort of go about rebuilding and getting back to where you was, Rick? From what
I said before, I think to go back to square one, back to basics, and go from there. I need a nice couple of 6 rounders or something like that. As I say, my last 4 fights, they've all been sort of tough sort of fights, So maybe, as you said, James, maybe I was too sort of brave, and I just wanted to prove myself to everyone too much that I am better. But more so because I know I'm better, you know. So inside, so I just want to go back to basics, forget everything else, not put no pressure on myself, and start enjoying it again. Before, I think that I used to take it too serious, you know, and that might sound wrong the way I'm saying that, because boxing is a very serious sport, but I think I was taking it too serious, that I wasn't. I don't know if I could say I wasn't enjoying it as much, but I wasn't getting the best of my ability out, you know, through taking it so serious. I always train my nuts off, James, and everyone knows I'm a fit lad. And it's funny actually, I speaking to Paul Zenon, the guy that's doing Jamie's book, and he'd spoke to Paul Wilson from Salford University, and it was he said that I'm one of the fittest athletes that he's ever tested in his life. So, you know, that sort of goes to show that I do get myself in top condition. I think it was me, Scott Quigg, and some athlete runner or something like that was the other one. There was three of us that said the fittest athletes ever tested. So that was sort of nice to hear. But yeah, going back to what you said, just James, just back to basics, mate. Might even start on the 4-rounder again.
Listen, you got to do what you got to do. Any
Yeah.
chance that you'll be rekindling your sort of working relationship with the iBox gym a little bit more?
You know, everyone thinks that I've got there's a little bit of needle there between us. There's not. I've always, even whilst I was with Jamie and Nigel, I always used to go and see them and speak to them, and you know, I always still used to go and watch all the lads in the gym box. They used to come watch me box. So you know, we've always had a great relationship, even after what happened. You know, so I could do, but basically I'm going to get myself in good shape. I'm off to Madrid on February the 1st for 3 weeks. I'm out there sparring the Spanish champion. So by the time I'm back from there, I should literally be, you know, I'll be fit. So hopefully then I can go around a few gyms and go like that and see, you know, who I could work with and who might work for me. So I'm just gonna wait until then and go from there.
Alright, well listen, we expect to lose some news probably around February time then, I suppose.
Yeah, I suppose it'd be late February, something like that.
Alright.
Yeah.
Well listen, Rick, I can't thank you enough for talking to iFL TV today. It's great to get you on the channel. As I said, thank you for coming out and being so honest and telling us what's on your mind, and I appreciate it, mate.
Good to be back, mate. Thank you.
I thought you were so. Cheers, Rick.
Cheers, mate.